Good morning, beloveds. So I can say without a doubt that Foster loves me more than cream cheese. Tom had just sat down and was offering cream with his bagel and was offering cream cheese to the cats. And he took one lick. Foster took one lick and then followed me into the room to do the live stream. And he's in here purring away. So, hey, I rate above cream cheese in my cat's life. It's the small things that make us happy, right? So, and we had a great day in the park. The first loop, it was too cold and we saw a few squirrels. And the second loop, we got swarmed. Like, big time swarmed. So, it was quite fun. All right. It is December 17th. Our title is Stop, Look, and Listen. Our first quote is, "Be still and know that I am God." And that is Psalm 46:10. The second quote is, "If one can stop long enough to realize infinite intelligence within me lifts me out of worry, confusion, and doubt, many times nothing else is necessary." And that is The Science of Mind, page 225. I'm going to take a brief minute here. Give myself a chance here. Oh. When I wore glasses, my glasses were always filthy. Now that I wear reading glasses, I'm constantly touching them. So let me try again. Okay. During the early period of railroading in our country, at every grade crossing, there was a signal which read, "Stop, look, and listen." There is no way of determining the number of accidents these signs helped to avoid, but the people who heeded them were no doubt benefited. Each of us needs to put up such a sign at every intersection in our thinking where worry, confusion, fear, and anxiety come racing by. Otherwise, these negative thoughts and feelings can crush out our own affirmative ones. To live joyfully and serenely, we need to maintain a quiet and receptive mental state. Such a mental state is analogous to a calm, clear lake, which reflects the beauty of the sky and the shoreline surrounding it. When a breeze crosses the water, the reflection is distorted, but this distortion in no way changes the actuality of the sky or shoreline. Similarly, negative reactions and imaginings are winds which sweep across our mind and distort our realization of reality. But when we stop long enough to quiet our fearful imaginings and remind ourselves that reality has not changed, that the kingdom of God is only good and no evil or harm is within it, then we are not deceived by the negative flow of ideas through our minds, and we see clearly only good. We need simply to keep our attention not on the negative appearances around us, but focused always on God, the creator and sustainer of all good. I am quiet now. I remember that God has not changed. God's purpose, plan, and action manifest only good for me. Thank you, Spirit. And that is WK, which it's WK, but it's Wesley Wayne Kintner. It's Kintner, Kintner. So stop, look, and listen. I was not expecting him to go with the railroad crossing. But honestly, stop, look, and listen is an excellent concept right there. And it's interesting that it's in the holiday season too, because frequently there's all of this. In the holiday season, there can be a whole lot of chaos going on around us. Not necessarily bad, just a lot. And it benefits us so much to stop, and then to look around and to listen and to quiet our minds. The benefit of a regular spiritual practice of meditation is exactly that. When you can set that, and I'm going to call it a groove, in your mind, so then when things all of a sudden get messy and crazy and loud and all of that, then there's a place in your mind that you can go where you can stop. You can look around and see things moving kind of more in slow motion. Because the world could move so fast around us that when we get into that meditation groove where it's like things kind of slow down and our thoughts can come at us a little more slowly, and then we can listen to what's actually happening around us, not what we think is happening. And that's a big thing. He mentioned the negative imaginings. It's very easy for one bad thing to happen and for us to then just spiral it all the way out to the highest and the negative, most negative outcome. When generally it's just a bump in the road. And the road's just going to go back to being the way it was, but we've already spiraled it out. And so now we're gritting our teeth and prepared for the worst to happen. And it doesn't. So when we can stop and we can look around and we can listen and we can go, oh no, this was just a bump. I'm okay. Everything's okay. Things are, going reasonably. Yes, maybe I need to make a minor adjustment, but I don't need to make a major adjustment. I don't need to jerk myself off the road. Or if we can stop, look, and listen, maybe we do see, no, this is something that I need to deal with now. But then, because we have stopped, we have looked, we have listened, we can make a response instead of a reaction. And he used railroad, and I'm going to use driving on ice, which I know where I live. We don't drive on ice very often. And I've not driven on ice very often. Most of the time, it's just been hydroplane. But when in that moment, when you hit a patch of ice or when you hit a patch of water and all of a sudden your car slips and you are out of control, your instinct, your reaction is to slam on your brakes, which is absolutely the worst thing that you can do. Your response is to tap the brakes lightly, and turn into the slide, which saved my bacon one time when I was 17 and had 3 small children in the back of my car that I babysat because, muddy road. I didn't, when I slipped on the wet clay, I didn't slam on my brakes. And I did turn into the slide, and thank God there was a driveway there. So, but that's the difference. When we react, when we don't stop, look, and listen, when we react, we slam on the brakes, and that can send us spinning out of control. Whereas if we can give ourselves that moment, and sometimes that's all it takes is just that moment to stop, look, and listen, we can make a minor adjustment and not spin out of control. And that right there can make the biggest difference in how we respond. And that's why I emphasize the difference between reacting and responding. There's a huge difference between reacting and responding. But it only takes a moment. Which is why when I talk about the loving, kind, and compassionate, where I say, take a deep breath before you speak. Because in that moment, you can kick from a reaction to a response. You can kick from a major, potentially overreaction to a minor correction in a response. And that can go a long way to helping us live, one, more consciously, and to see what's really going on. Because as he says, sometimes it's our negative imaginings that we have let spiral out of control, not what's really going on. Now, I'm fully aware that there are times that our negative imaginings are what's really going on. But by taking the stop, look, and listen, then again, we can make minor corrections that can get us out of a tailspin a whole lot better than slamming on our brakes. When we react to the negative emotion or the non-preferred, what's going on? It's like, no, I don't prefer this. I would rather have something else. Well, the good news is we can make a choice. Sometimes the only choice we have in the beginning is how we feel about things. But once we make that choice, then it opens up a whole lot of other choices. Then we can start to make minor corrections that can have a major impact. So the stop, look, and listen. That, and it's the holiday season. Right now, stop what you're doing, look around at all the fantastic lights, and listen to the pretty amazing stuff going on around you. And I don't mean just the Christmas music. I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas music. But during the holiday season, some amazing things happen, and you want to be aware of them. So, I mean, I love it when the mission for the day is the title. Your mission today is to stop, look, and listen. And you can apply it to situations going on in your life, or you can just apply it to, hey, it's the holiday season. Have I stopped and made time to enjoy, some of the holiday season? Have I made time to go out and look at the Christmas lights? Have I made time to, enjoy those holiday treats that only come around during the holiday season? Have I made time to enter into the joy of the season? And I say that understanding that the holiday season is not easy for everybody. There may be people missing, and you may have stuff going on. Because for a lot of us, we may be facing our first Christmas, and then there's somebody that's not going to be there, and it changes the dynamics. But it doesn't mean that you can't still make time for some joy. I would ask you, no matter what is going on in your life, no matter how melancholy the work can be of what's going on, to make time for joy. Even if it's a little bit. But that's part of, yeah. So, mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to stop, look, and listen. And then make the decisions from there. Don't make a knee-jerk decision based on something that is going on in your life. Stop, look, listen. Take some time to meditate about it. Take some time to pray about it. Take a deep breath. In the end, it will be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. All right. So that's the mission today, should we choose to accept it. Here's where I'm going to go into the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. The holiday season is a hot mess. I get it. And so here is where I'm going to remind you, yes, it is a spiritual practice. Yes, I want you to practice on yourself. You are your own best test subject. And yes, it is a lot about self-care, but it is also about making sure that you are making time for some joy in this season. Even if it's just a smidgen, make sure that you're making time for some joy. Whatever it takes to create that. Maybe if you baked something, maybe if you created some kind of art, maybe if you took a time out and watched your favorite silly movie, or listened to your favorite music. Those are other things that you can do that are loving, kind, and compassionate to help you find that spark of joy. And it is especially important during this season, when everybody looks like they're happy around you, and maybe you're not feeling it, and it's okay. You don't have to be, you don't have to go full bore into the holiday season and pretend to be joyful. But make some time out to find some real joy. All right. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You deserve joy. All right. You're a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are, godling. You are a godling. You are spirit in motion. So make time for joy and wrap it in self-care. I cannot think of anything that can be better for self-care than making a real effort to find a little bit of joy every day. Okay? And and I'll get off my soapbox now, and remind you that some of the other things that you can do that look like that look like kind, loving compassion is to take that deep breath. It is to take that walk. It is to remember that today is Saturday, and what I like to call Saturdays are Catterdays, because I'm going to spend them cuddling with my fur babies. I'm going to spend them cuddling with my cats. The cooler weather definitely makes them more clingy. So, practice a Catterday, and it doesn't have to just be a Saturday, take that time out. Create that habit, create that first response, create that default setting, so that then no matter what is going on, you have created a bank of love, kindness, and compassion. And more importantly, you have connected to the source of your own being, which is a source of infinite love, infinite kindness, infinite compassion. So it's always flowing in you, to you, through you. And life is just better that way. I've practiced, I know. I speak from a place of experience there. So, all right. I also encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like today. I did go to the park. It was cold. It was wonderful. And I went without my knee braces, and it was good. So I seem to be kind of in a good place right now. Hopefully the healing continues with my knees. So I do also encourage you, drink plenty of water. I know it's a little bit harder to drink plenty of water when it's cold, but hey, warm water counts. And if you add a little chocolate and make hot cocoa, all to the better. I'm a big believer in hot cocoa. And I encourage you to get that early in your day bright light. Here's where I talk about circadian rhythms. It's science. It is a hormonal balance. And when you get that early in your day bright light, it resets those hormones. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. It works. It's science. You can look it up. Trust me. And then open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's a quote from Ernest Holmes. I absolutely love it because I envision that feeling that when I throw a window open and I get that light breeze across my arms. That's what I think of when I say that. That's what I think of. And there's so many ways to do it. And all those little ways that I talked about finding joy, that's how we open the windows to our soul. Through joy, through love. That's who we are. I would also remind you that you can always take Emma's advice, look for the good and praise it. Because gratitude is the quickest way to get those windows open. The kingdom of heaven is within us because it is a state of mind. It is a state of consciousness, and joy and love and gratitude are great ways to get there. And I call it a superpower because it absolutely is, because it changes heaven from a place to any place. I mean, that's just cool. And anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And that's just cool. So, all right. And there went my mind. So, here's the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. We are Creative Life Spark on the social medias that we are on. I am the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I do encourage you to go and like and subscribe and share those, what we get up there. What we get up to. I'm particularly proud of the YouTube channel because I do work very hard on the YouTube channel. So, take it, avail yourself of the amazing content that is there. So, all right. Oh, email info@creativelife.org. That's the other thing. If you want to know what's going on with the center, there is a Yule Circle coming up tomorrow. There is a Christmas Eve service coming up next week. And we will have a Christmas Day Sunday service. So all that's coming up. And all right. Yep. So that's it. Here's where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, an enchanted day, a Catterday, a keep yourself warm day, a get stuff done day, or a take a rest day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. As I've said before and will say again, you are a beloved child of God. You are a divine spark. You are a brilliant light. You are a godling. You are spirit in motion, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. And then since today is Saturday and tomorrow is Sunday, we'll have an amazing 11 a.m. service for you. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.